I love when the Magic Online support, like, I file a ticket and they're like, it sounds like you had an internet connection issue. It's like, no, you don't understand. My stream didn't drop a frame. The issue was on your end. I would love to play first. All right, this one's gonna take me a minute because I have to actually assess what's going on in these hands. This is just great, right? It's got Krark-Clan Ironworks. Hey, what's going on, Herbshader? My life is swell. Hanging out, playing some Magic. Really don't have anything to complain about. Milwaukee was fun, met a lot of great people, played a lot of great Magic. We've got a ramp spell too, potentially. So we need to, like, find the other artifact in a land, potentially. This cycles next turn, so we can find, like, a Mind Stone or something. Maybe. Play this. Play this. Play a Mox Opal. I don't think that's true, Gold. I think this hand's very reasonable. Like, multiple Mox Opals are fine. This is, having a second Krark-Clan Ironworks is good against Disruption. Like, it doesn't linear as fast as possible, but it's, like, a very reasonable hand. We definitely have hands that are, like, have a faster Goldfish, but, like, I don't think we mulligan this, like, OK7 for something that has a faster Goldfish, potentially. I love the artwork on this. It's so fantastic. Just like the subtle color in the center, surrounded by like this otherwise gold frame. Yeah, Thoughtseize my pair. And by that I mean they're gonna Stubborn Denial my second one, or it's gonna die in a blaze here. This is Death Shadow. It's a very bad matchup for this style of deck. All right, yeah, I'm actually gonna play this out. I'm just gonna go ahead and pass the turn here, right? I don't want to crack either of these because then I lose Metalcraft potentially. I don't mind the frame too much on these ones. They're like, I think they're worse than the normal frame, but they're still okay. If they don't have a soft stub here, we get to play the Krark. If they don't have Thoughtseize, that would be good for us. If they have Thoughtseize, we're up a creek without a paddle. If they have soft stub, we can beat that by drawing a land. I think Death Shadow is still good. I think it's fine. I think it's just like fallen into the category a lot of modern decks fall into, which is it's one of the fine tier 2 decks in the format. But like, it's certainly playable. The Masterpiece Painter Servant is so beautiful. We played Grixis Painter, one of Zach L6 lists, and it was does that let us kill them? That might actually be pretty close to lethal. That might actually be pretty close to lethal, depending on what these draws end up as. Like, if we could stack our deck, that's the card we would have stacked on top of it there. So I sack this. I'm just gonna start doing stuff here because the longer, like, they have Culligan's Command and stuff in their deck, so like, and I'm gonna wait on that land for now. So we're gonna get a Mox Opal back. All right, we drew kind of bad there. What does this Inventors Fair go get? This Mox Opal makes 3 mana. So I can get and play Ichor Wellspring, right? I can get and play Ichor Wellspring. Which gets us 2 draws. Oh, damn it. We have... Myr Retriever was infinite. Yep. Yep. I've never played this deck before. Thank you for pointing that out. I don't actually know what the infinite loop is offhand. I should have looked that up. It's infinite with the Mox Opal, right? Well, Myr Retriever gets back Scrap. Oh, I need another thing, don't I? So what's the actual loop here? So I can sacrifice this, and then this gets back this, and then Myr Retriever can get back Ichor Wellspring. I can just like keep doing a bunch of stuff, right? Well, that's an Emrakul, so we should have a pretty clear kill. Yeah, opponent's conceding. So Emrakul, all right, we did some stuff and did we're gonna fumble a lot, chat. We're gonna fumble a lot, okay? How goes the omelet? Well, we're undefeated so far. Is this a defense grid matchup? Is this a defense grid matchup? This is a Wurmcoil matchup? I guess their deck doesn't usually beat Wurmcoil, so I'd accept that for $1. You think I want Spellbomb? Well, that's a really shitty statement. The opponent's deck is a mixture of disruption. So the reason why you wouldn't bring in defense grid here is because a very small amount of their disruption is counter spells. They have stubs and maybe ceremonious rejections, but they also have a bunch of discard based disruption. So like we could board in defense grid and then have it never be relevant against a bunch of the cards our opponent is playing. I think I'm just gonna trim two spheres for 2 Wurmcoils here and just like try not to overside board. KCI plus Scrap plus Myr plus 1 drop and Mox are infinite mana and draw. Yeah, probably. That sounds right. I think if I wanted anti-counterspell cards, it would be defense grid before the other one. We don't actually have a ton of artifacts in play at the same time. I'm pretty sure Ghirapur Aether Grid is in the sideboard for the small creature matchups where we use it to kill their board, as well as the decks that are bringing in Stony Silence against you. I think I'm inclined to keep this hand that's not particularly impressive, especially at 6 against a deck full of Thoughtseizes and Inquisitions. I just like want my top decks to be live. I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick, and then don't go anywhere. We're gonna be here for 3 or 4 more hours still. Mindstone's actually pretty great here, because it's something to do on turn 2 after we get Thought Seized. Can you see the chair in the background? I guess it is pretty tall. Pretty tall chair. Thought Scour, me. That's adorable. And definitely not a line that you should take. That's really... I'm really glad we topped that now. Now they put artifacts in our bin so I can play out this Myr Retriever and not worry about it just dying for no value. So, God bless you, opponent. Hey, sup, 89 with the 4-month resubscription. How was the Open? Thank you very much, and welcome back. The Open was a lot of fun. I have never taken more pictures at an SCG event before than this past weekend. Oh, I should play the Grove and start diddling them. I should play the Grove and start diddling them. That is actually a pretty sizable mistake on my part. If we can just keep their, because like we combo them straight up, right? So this just like turns off one of their threats. So they should be +2 health higher if I was slightly smarter. A slightly smarter and thinner Magic player would have our opponent at +2 health right now. Tilt. Discard spells like this were reasons to have potentially taken the Mox Opal last turn, but I think that's loose overall. Hey, Charmagoyf with the brand new Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. There's a lot of awesome streamers out there on Twitch right now, so I appreciate you choosing to put your Amazon fund money towards my channel this month. What is Eggs? Eggs is an artifact-based combo deck that Matt Nass played to a top 8 finish at a Grand Prix pretty recently. I'm not going to play the Krark-Clan Ironworks into a soft stub here. And I'm not going to hit them for 1. I just want to make their Death Shadows hard to put into play. I'm just going to remember, mana burn's not a thing anymore, so I'm just giving my opponent a health. Yep. Just grove them every turn. We've not played the prison deck yet. We're braiding my Krark-Clan Ironworks. That sucks for us. Huh. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't really have anything to do about that. Yep, P-Dead. Grove is great. I resubbed. Jeskai Charming, you have to refresh your browser tab and then click send notification. It gives you a chance to type in a fun message. I'm actually just gonna cycle this, right? See what we get. Nothing rotates out of standard when Dominaria releases. Remember, Wizards of the Coast has no spine and they bailed on their twice-a-year standard rotation when people complained? even though the rotation wasn't the actual problem. The problem was the fact that Standard was just bad. This interface is pure trash feature, not a bug. I agree. The amount of people that I have to let them know that they need to send their sub notification is too damn high. It's definitely an interface issue. 10 out of 10 concur. Could have tracked Retriever and KCI to get back and replay KCI. No, that's not how that works. I can't sacrifice them both simultaneously. That's not how magic works. XNat205 with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. There's a lot of great streamers out there on Twitch. Thank you for choosing to put your fun money towards my channel this month. Help me do what I do here every day. Well, I mean, a big part of it is that, like, Standard was so bad for so long that people really want stuff to rotate, right? Like, when are the energy cards going away is the question. Like, the million dollar question. Correct, yeah. Yeah, you have to have it as a mana ability to stack them both simultaneously. Or as a paying a cost, sorry, is what we mean to say. And then I can actually cycle this Chromatic Star to pick this Darksteel Citadel back up that they binned earlier, which is funny. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. I liked my Scrap Trawler opponent. Why would you be so mean to my Scrap Trawler? What did he ever do to you? My opponent, and remember, if I'd identified what I should have been doing with Grove sooner, my opponent would actually be at 17 right now. That's my Krark-Clan Ironworks going away. That's really sad. Can I win the game anymore? Can I win the... Oh, I have 2 Wurmcoils in my deck, right? Oh, we could have Pyrite Spellbomb the Myr Retriever to get back to Ironworks. Yeah, it's a good line. It's a good line. Let's climb to 15, right? Oh, they're gonna snap surgical me now? The weirdest thing, and the thing I really don't like about, and this is a part of the reason why I don't play Standard too, is that, like, I don't understand why people are a fan of a rotation cycle where some sets are legal for 15 months and some sets are legal for 24 months. Like, if people thought twice a year rotation where all sets were legal for 18 or 15 months was too fast, I really wish they would have changed to a twice a year rotation where all sets were legal for 24 and 21 months. I should continue to give them life off of Grove because I want to keep their Death Shadows manageable, is the goal. I want to keep their Death Shadows manageable. So I get to trade here and get my other Myr Retriever back. See if they have another surgical extraction. Maybe I should board an Aether Grid if I'm expecting a bunch of surgical extractions out of them. Yep. Yeah, so, like, I agree with that, Ralk, but, like, our current rotation schedule doesn't actually get us more time in Standard for most of the sets. It only gets us more time in Standard for a very small subset of the sets that see play. And, again, had I been a little bit more efficient with what I was doing earlier, my opponent would actually be at 12 right now, which would these Death Shadows be far less scary then. I think Surgical is very reasonable to bring in against us for reference. I think that's fine. We boarded in 2 copies of Wurmcoil Engine, so that card can also help us get out of this situation. Ding. Ask me what it's like, chat. Ask me what it's like. The answer, it's fucking amazing. In case anyone was wondering, what's it like? Amazing. Amazing is the answer. But you can't... It's legal if not competitive for 2 years. Sure. But like, if it's not competitive, what's the point? If your deck's not competitive, what's the point? Maybe that's like, I don't get it. Like, if I'm building a deck and it's not going to be competitive, why am I even playing the format? Like, why wouldn't I just play, like, Commander or Brawl or something casual? Maybe I was supposed to trade there. Maybe I was supposed to trade with one of them there. We can Inventors Fair for EE. That is correct. I'm going to cycle this first. If I play this... Commander is not casual. Hangarback Walker is a great draw. That's a very good draw. So outside of Temur Battle Rage, this should be pretty good for us. I want to hit them for 6 here and just put them to 2. Puts us to 20. So, for reference, when I say format is casual or not, what I'm referring to is the prize support and tournaments surrounding on that. Sure, you could play tic-tac-toe competitively, right? But unless there's something that I've missed and I'm not aware of, there isn't a tic-tac-toe competitive circuit that you could play on, right? That's what I mean when I say something's casual versus not. So I can't crack this and play EE for 1 and break it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cast this. I'm gonna go ahead and play this Mox Opal, and I'm gonna go ahead and pass the turn. And again, things... yeah, so I'm just passing the turn here, and I'm going to crack this Inventors Fair and go grab Engineered Explosives here. Stub, Snapcaster... Opponent concedes. Sweet. All right. 1-0 with eggs. Making some omelets. Beating some Death Shadow. I thought that matchup was going to be hard, but we turned 3-dom, and then we ground through a bunch of disruption in the second game. Thank you, and welcome to everybody that's hanging out here tonight. There's a lot of great people streaming on Twitch, so thanks for choosing to spend part of your time here. If you're new, you might be wondering who this obnoxious person on your computer is. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time TCG player, content producer, Twitch streamer here. I'm here 30, sometimes 40 hours a week. If you are enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch. My subscribers are the reason I'm able to do what I do as often as I do it. If you're one of the many people in the world who has Amazon Prime, that comes with Twitch Prime for free if you link your Amazon and your Twitch accounts. And Twitch Prime gives you a free channel subscription. It doesn't cost you anything extra to a Twitch streamer of your choice every single month. It helps support the Twitch streamer's content. It doesn't cost you anything additional. You can also support my stuff by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com will love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code HoaglandPayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags with them. And finally, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anaronix and you. At the very least, if you are new, make sure you hit that follow button. That one doesn't cost you anything, and it lets you know when I go live and with what. I always try and put the names of the decks that we're going to be playing on a given day in my stream title, so you can kind of know what to expect on a given day. And if you can't catch me live, be sure to check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. I archive 100% of my streams there, and I break up everything I stream by deck and by format, so you can watch just the stuff that you care about. A couple people are asking in chat the correct pronunciation of my last name. It is, in fact, Hoagland with a long O sound. So, Hoagland. Yep. I'll never forget the first time I went up to Cedric after a feature match. So I was like, you know my last name is pronounced Hoagland, right? Not Hoogland. And he goes, oh, that ship has sailed. Mr. Photon, with the generous $5 donation. Thanks for the laughs on the SCG Open stream this weekend with your Owl costume. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. The SCG Open was a total hoot, and I really enjoyed it. Took a lot of great pictures with people, had a lot of fun. This is great. So easy Ironworks here. We need to draw another land at some point, but we're setting ourselves up to possibly go off on turn 3 here. Hey, Lokerins with the 2-month Twitch Prime resubscription. Much love from Deadmark. Keep doing what you do. Thank you for re-upping that Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate it. Welcome back. I heard Hogland. When I'm making fun of myself, for reference, when I call myself Hogland, that's me making fun of myself. Another Death Shadow deck? That'd be really unlucky if we ran into, like, running Death Shadow decks. Oh, I guess I have my Grove on one again, so I think I'm gonna hedge, assuming they're Death Shadow here, and just keep giving them health points here. Just keep upping their health. It's probably Blue-Black Sewer. Is Burn a viable deck in Legacy? It depends on what you mean by viable. I don't think that deck is particularly competitive, no, if that's what you mean by viable. And again, I'm hedging that they're playing Death Shadow. And if they're not playing Death Shadow, they're probably on a more controlling deck, in which case their health total is also likely pretty irrelevant. This is going to give them a chance to Stubborn Denial my Ichor Wellspring, but like Stubborn Denial is going to counter something at some point anyway, so I'd like to just use my mana this turn. Opt, okay. Could still be a variety of things. I guess I shouldn't auto-pass here, because I could have drawn a land. Alright, now I will auto-pass. I just assumed we were getting soft stub there. It's probably a bad assumption. They could go to 12 here off these fetch shocks. Alright, and a Thoughtseize. We're going to lose our Scrap Trawler here almost certainly. Does in fact look like another Grixis Shadow deck. Man, I haven't played against this deck in a league in forever, and we've run in it back-to-back matches here. Inventors Fair. I'm gonna go ahead and start by cycling, because if we hit a Krark-Clan Ironworks, I'd like to play it this turn, I think. Alright, let's do this. Just gonna play out all of our cards, try and blank their discard spells here. Death Shadow no longer interacts with negative life totals. Once upon a time it did, but they updated that rule. If you have absolutely nothing and you're looking to build a cheap legacy deck from scratch, I would recommend looking into Turbo Depths. I think that is the most competitive, budget-friendly legacy deck that currently exists. Oh, you think I should cycle some things to try and hit Burnwillows? I didn't play a land that turn, right? Yeah, maybe I was supposed to cycle through the star and the sphere. You'd be correct. The Blue White Contronic was pretty sweet last night. The specific sideboard configuration wasn't well prepared for the aggressive decks in the format, but in general it seems fine. We could actually Buried Rune or Inventors Fair for our Ironworks. We're taking 12 here. That's kind of brutal. It's looking like we're just going to get Stubborn Denialed out of this game, right? It's looking like we're just going to get Stubborn Denialed out of this game. It's another Grove of the Burnwillows. That's pretty good. What if I get back Scrap Trawler? They probably have removal. They haven't had any removal targets yet. So how much mana do I have total here? I have 3, 4, 5. I have 5, 6 mana. It's really not a lot of mana, right? I'm going to start by filtering through some of this mana and just see what we draw. You have 2 copies of Engineered Explosives in my deck. Pyrite Spellbomb, sure. Hey, KBRD Smash with the $1 donation. And Permaband. Message me in private, and I unban people all the time. Just keep the topics focused. So 2 groves means we get to shrink this Death Shadow a whole bunch here, which is nice. They're bolting themselves. Yep. Touche, salesman. Touche. So we're dead to Snapcaster Mage. We're dead to Bolt. Dead to Teamer Battle Rage. Oh, I think I'm pretty happy with my just Wurmcoils in plan. Cut these Chromatic Spheres. I think I'm pretty happy with that plan. It seems fine. We have like Hangarback Walker too. Been standing for like 2 hours. Sit down for a bit. Enjoy the ride, chat. Oh. Need to get a footrest for my desk. It's gonna be my next investment. Put my feet up when we sit down. It's pretty okay. It doesn't have an Ironworks in the opener, but like against a deck full of discard spells, like you don't want your good cards in your opener anyways. Has double Mind Stones. We get to guaranteed play one of those on 2, which is nice. No, I don't think so. This deck has a hard time producing black mana occasionally, so I don't think the Nihil Spellbomb is as free in this deck as it is in some of the other decks that play it. So I think you want your opponent to be on a pretty dedicated graveyard strategy before you consider bringing in a card like that. They're called Ottomans. You're a classy streamer now. I don't think I want like a full Ottoman though. I have one of those upstairs with my sofa. too surprised if we lose this. I was actually pretty surprised that we 2-0'd the first Death Shadow opponent. Like I said when the first game started of this league, I think this matchup should be pretty hard for us. The opponent's deck has a pretty efficient clock, generally speaking, and they play a lot of disruption. Yes, this is Matt Nass's Eggs deck from the Grand Prix Top 8. I actually didn't touch anything there. The camera's just at a pretty decent level by default. Play this out and see what we get. That's pretty good. Well, on the off chance they have all threats and no counter spells in their hand, we're going to be in a very good spot. I guess I could have started that turn by cycling this, and then I could have put this right into play. So maybe that was a sequencing mistake on my part. But then we're exposed to, like, Culligan's command, but, like, we're probably exposed to more things by waiting than by playing it aggressively. Yeah, I think I messed up that turn. Are we just going to die? I think we might die, chat. This game is playing out much more like what I expected this matchup to play out as. Explosives is actually pretty good, right? Go. Assuming we don't get stubbed out of the game, which is pretty likely. Because Snapcaster Ceremonious Rejection also beats our engineered explosives here. Which is unfortunate for us, but that's what it is. Fetch land plus bolt also kills us here. We're not dead on board. So, you know, kill me. It's really unfortunate. Womp womp. Wurmcoil Engine. Wurmcoil Engine. Wurmcoil Engine. Alright. No, colorless is not a counter. Does not count for Sunburst. He must have Ancient Grudge or something here, right? Feels like an Eye of a Shatter. That felt like an Eye of a Shatter pause. I'm not actually sure. I think I want to crack this and try and force them to blow the Spellbomb before I, like, lose all the stuff that's in my bin. I guess I could just get Engineered Explosives. Yeah, that's pretty good. This way, if they don't blow it, they're definitely going to lose their stuff. We have 2 draws in the bank here. So we're not out of it yet, but we're definitely not in a good spot here. I think we're short on that, right? I haven't actually counted, but I'm pretty sure we don't have enough to do that. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If this was Banefire, we could have actually killed them here. This was Banefire, we would have had lethal. Instead, I just have to take a cycle on this Mind Stone and hope, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we're 3 short of Emrakul. I wonder how many games Emrakul wins that Banefire doesn't win. Well, I mean, let's just keep going, right? Good game as opponent. Yeah, like I said in the first one, I was pretty surprised to win that first one 2-0. I think that second match was a little bit more representative of like how I expect this matchup to play out on average. Be very surprised if the Death Shadow deck wasn't favored playing a significant number of games. Yeah, Banefire doesn't take time either. Yeah, Banefire is also a card that you can play for time concerns. So, I wonder if they tested that. I guess the upside to Emrakul is you can get it off Ancient Stirrings. That's the upside. I don't know what you're saying, Some of None. Emmet doesn't replace Banefire, but instead Spellbomb. I'm just like saying... Well, you kind of want the Emrakul to be a non-counterable thing. So, like, Banefire also isn't counterable. Seems okay. Like, not exciting, but it's fine. And go Bauble plus Terrarion here on 1. Hopefully not play against Death Shadow for a 3rd time in a row. Though we do have Grove in our opener if we do. Tron. I'm pretty sure this matchup's good for us, right? Pretty sure this matchup's good for us. Yeah, big green Tron here. I think it's not particularly fast. If they have like turn 3 Karn, we could be in trouble. Let's get the old naturals going on here. It's a Mind Stone. Okay. Okay, I think I'm in for a Mind Stone, right? So this Mind Stone allows us to potentially go off next turn, right? Because if we draw a Krark-Clan Ironworks. Fucking Tron, man. Please be Wurmcoil. Yes. That's beatable. That is beatable. So long as we don't get Ulamog next turn. Ironworks. Ironworks. So I'm actually going to start by cycling the Terrarion. Because if we cast this, I can't cast Ironworks this turn. It's a Darksteel Citadel. Alright, so I'm going to start by casting this Ichor Wellspring, I think. And then just this other Ichor Wellspring. Let's get these into play. And then hopefully there's an Ironworks in our top 7 cards here. We have a draw step. That was one miss. We have a draw step plus a bunch of looks with Ancient Stirrings next turn. Don't you just naturally turn 4 Ulamog me. Have a heart. Have a heart, opponent. Don't natty turn 4 Ulamog me. Don't do it. Good Tron player. Alright, what do you got? Ugin. O-Stone. Karn. Karn's gross. Them hitting our hand is great for us. That's very good for us, in fact. Alright, 6 looks at an Ironworks to win the game, most likely. Five looks at an Ironworks to hopefully win the game. Oh, alright. There's the card our deck is kind of named after. So for reference, our opponent should have Stone Rained us there. For those that are not familiar with the deck that we're playing, our opponent 10 out of 10 should have Stone Rained us there. It's a pretty big mistake for them to not take us off the mana. Because if they would have taken us off a land, we wouldn't have been able to go what we did here, which is, all right, what am I taking here? This is probably just another cantrip, right? Take the Terrarion or whatever. I'll cast this. Sack it. Ichor Wellspring. We're looking for the, what's it called at this point? We're looking for, I'm blanking on its name. We're looking for Scrap Trawler. Grab a Wellspring here because it draws 2. Alright, that's a Spellbomb that cycles. I guess I'm starting with that. What's going on, Project Swamp? Howdy, howdy. God, these are really bad for us. I might actually brick and die here. Some other Ironworks. I think I'm supposed to play this and cycle it for green. In case we had a Stirrings. Wow. Wow, that's unfortunate. Live by the sword, die by the sword, right? I have played a land. Yeah, we can try and go off next turn. There's no guarantee that they're going to get to play their Ulamog, right? There's no guarantee that Ulamog's going to happen. If they Ulamog us, we're super dead. I guess they could mess it up again. I guess they could not triple Stone Rain me. If they triple Stone Rain us, we're dead and gone. Maybe they won't triple Stone Rain me for some reason. So the only reason we're even in this game is because our opponent messed up their fourth turn. If the opponent would have made the correct play with Karn, we wouldn't have been anywhere near winning this game. They decided to take a random card from our hand instead of instead of anything else. Well, and again, my opponent for some reason has chosen to not kill my land. So I think we have life draws next turn. How do we win? How do we win even if they triple stone raid us? I just don't have enough mana to put Krark-Clan Ironworks into play. If they like killed Ironworks plus 2 of my things. Sorry, when I say triple stone rain, I'm assuming they're taking Ironworks off the table. I mean Ironworks plus 2 of my lands. If they took Ironworks plus 2 of my other mana sources off the table, like Ironworks plus this, then we couldn't win the game next turn, right? I agree. Exiling the Hangarback is exceedingly poor. No blocks. That little Thupter represents 2 points of mana next turn. Let's draw a Scrap Trawler and try and win the game here, hopefully. Please push this card up. Please push this card up. Rats. Well, I said if we drew Scrap Trawler, we could try and win the game. So, yeah, I mean, I guess let's try and do that. I don't know if we can actually win the game, but all of our winning lines definitely start by drawing Scrap Trawler, right? So I do this. I don't actually have a way to generate any velocity though, right? Is the problem. I don't have any other artifacts in play. I'm actually just still dead here, right? You should just ignore those types of people. They're not worth your time, Petehead. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything, but I actually can't really do anything here, right? I can like sack Scrap Trawler to like get back. I think Trawler for Wellspring takes 2 draws, hope to another Trawler and Wellspring, right? Yeah, I guess that's the case. We're through a lot of Wellsprings. I think I might be through all of them actually. Wellspring. I'm through 3 of them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Myr doesn't do anything. Thopter, this costs 0. This doesn't get anything back, chat. This doesn't get anything back. Is the issue. There's no trigger on that. Yeah, this is just a redraw. Cloud. 2 months with the Amazon Prime resub. Thank you very much and welcome back. I do appreciate that. I think I just have to get the Wellspring here and like hope to cycle it into something good. It's a double draw. I need to hit like another Scrap Trawler plus an artifact. So that's an Emrakul. Pretty sure that's game. Yep. All right, Tron. Did I just click submit? Is that unreasonable? I guess I can kill Oblivion Stones with Nature's Claims. Engineered Explosive doesn't do anything. Hangarback Walker is pretty bad. Do I just like do this? What do you think of that? It seems pretty reasonable. Like I don't really want. Yeah, get out of here. Here's the rule. If you want to come in here and shit all over an opinion that I have, you gotta tell me why you're shitting all over it. You gotta say Deathrite Shaman is okay in Legacy because, and then put on your big kid pants and use your words and tell me why you think this very obnoxious thing. You're not required to agree with me if you're going to post, but you are required to back yourself up if you disagree with me. Pokemon Nerd, that's a great equivalency. I love that. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut these 3 cards. They don't really do anything in this matchup and bring in these Nature's Claims. It's like Oblivion Stone's probably annoying some of the time. I didn't even give that person a 10-minute timeout. I just banned them. People... People that want to tell me Deathrite Shaman is okay in Legacy and don't want to talk about it, don't want to talk about the details, I don't need them here. Deathrite Shaman should be unbanned in Modern. Get out of here, Justin. Yes, Harlan. You're allowed to stroke my ego without justification. You're not allowed to shit on me without justification. Here's... I wrote about Deathrite Shaman in a recent article. Here's a little food for thought. If Deathrite Shaman keeps decks like Dredge and Reanimator at bay on its own, why on God's green fucking earth do all of these Delver decks have Surgical Extraction in their sideboard? Stroking while shitting without just... Thanks for the resub, Anoronics. Welcome back, bud. Glad to have you around again. How do backhanded compliments work? Do I need to justify those? You've got a sub icon, so you've got some backhanded leeway. That's my big thing. People talk about it's just like it's like the what's it called? The Blood Moon equivalency, right? Like people in Modern talk about Blood Moon punishing greedy mana bases, even though in reality what Blood Moon actually does is it punishes even 2-color decks that just get unlucky and don't draw their basics. People say we need Deathrite Shaman to safeguard against all of these degenerate graveyard strategies. It's like, well, if Deathrite Shaman's actually safeguarding against the degenerate graveyard strategies, why are we playing all this graveyard hate on top of it? I won the most important match, BDP. I won the one match I played on camera. Finished in the top 1,000 of SCG Milwaukee. Yep, Blood Moon is a big fat gotcha card. There's nothing honest or fair about it. It's okay to like Blood Moon. It's okay to enjoy Blood Mooning people out of the game. Shit, I enjoy Blood Mooning people out of the game. I'm just saying that if you're telling yourself that Blood Moon is an interactive, interesting card that punishes greedy people, you're lying to yourself. And at the end of the day, if you're lying to yourself, you're the real one that's losing. I think I'm Nature's claiming this Expedition map. Is that silly? I think I'm going to Nature's claim this Expedition map. Let's cycle this too. Blood Moon makes you a terrible person. I'm sure there are plenty of people that would agree with you that I'm a terrible person, Jarvis, to be fair. I'm gonna hold on to this for now, I think. This is legendary, which is why I'm not playing out the second one. How do I get on the banner with the Anoraks? You gotta pay for a sponsor slot. You gotta pay for a sponsor slot, Justin. You definitely send enough money that we could work out a sponsor slot. If you want to be on a banner. Alright, another Mind Stone. These drafts are not lining up well for us. They're gonna get Trons next turn. I think I'm supposed to just cycle this Chromatic Sphere here. Anoronics with the crazy amount of bits. Thanks, bud. I appreciate that. The giant cupcakes raineth from the sky. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very generous as always. I think at this point, I'm going to play out this other Inventors Fair because I want to play out my other Mind Stone this turn. That's for people that ask, well, who's the guy on the banner in the corner. That's why Anoronyx is on the banner in the corner, because he dumps the big bits. That's a Karn. Immediately punished for playing out the second Inventors Fair. Come on, Ironworks, Ironworks, Ironworks. Tilt. I'm just gonna play a Scrap Trawler here. I guess if I play this Scrap Trawler, I can cycle the Mind Stone and get back a 1-drop. I already played a land for the turn though, right? Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pass the turn. We did find them. We did find them. Why I cycled the artifacts instead of using them because I didn't have enough mana to activate the Inventors Fair, right? No, I didn't. It cost 4 mana to activate the Inventors Fair. I think Mardu Pyromancer is more competitive than the blue-white variants in Modern on average. I think it's a little bit more proactive, and generally speaking, you want to be proactive in Modern. Valakut is a deck that doesn't care about Dampening Sphere that Blood Moon disrupts. The Valakut decks. Where's the prison deck? They still don't have, as soon as, what's it called, has Terrarion West in stock. MTGO traders will play the prison deck, Justin. It's at the top of the queue. I'm just waiting to get cards for it. That's unfortunate. Maybe I should have cycled the Mind Stone in response here. This damn Tron deck is aching better than us, ain't that the truth? We died in round 4. We died to burn. We died to burn. We took game 2, but we lost game 3 on the draw. And you used about pauper decks in the queue. Nobody's really sent me pauper decks. We added 1 land spy, but I haven't rejected any pauper decks. So no one's been submitting them. As soon as we get 2 more pauper decks in the queue, I'll put another pauper day on the stream schedule. Tomorrow's going to be Legacy, by the way, for people that want some non-modern content. We've been playing a bunch of modern recently, so tomorrow we will be playing Legacy all stream. Okay, yep. I think I'm gonna cycle a Mind Stone to force them to pop the relic here. Is there a surgical beam and popper? There is not. There is not. Sounds good, Anoronyx. Message me a tree folk list you want to see on Twitter. Maybe I'm a liar about Legacy tomorrow. The Legacy lists actually don't have that many points, and there's a bunch of modern lists with a bunch of points. So maybe I'm a liar, and Legacy Day is going to be later this week. I shouldn't say things off the cuff. I should plan and stick to a schedule. If I could borrow some Terrarion West for tomorrow's stream, Moondress, I would love that. There are a lot of modern decks that have a lot of points. So I'm going to cycle this, which triggers the Scrap Trawler to bring back a Chromatic Star. So if they want to deny the Scrap Trawler trigger, they could pull the trigger on this relic. It's smart that they held that. I like that line by the opponent. We did draw Nature's Claim to kind of punish them here, but at the same time, like, the Worm, 826. Thank you. 12 big ones for Legacy Spellstutter Spray. Now says, Worm, make sure you ping me again in the future. Please make sure you put the donation deck list link in your what's it called? In your donation message so I can track it a little bit better. Traders has been out of stock for the last 2 days on 4 copies of Terrarion West. I can't really do anything here, right? I have 5 mana total. I guess I could try and draw. I can play this and cycle and try and draw an Ironworks. To go ahead and nug Karn here with my Scrap Trawler. It's got 1 Tezzeret and then Ipnu River plus Crucible. It's a long, miserable grind to give a TLDR. Shannon with the $20 donation. Grishelbrand has more points. All right, we're gonna play Modern tomorrow. We'll do Legacy later this week once I have a chance to get through all the Modern queues. Yeah, I think end step here. I'm gonna pull the trigger on this Nature's Claim on the Relic. Would have been worth it to float mana with the Mox and then sack starting. How do I put Mox into my graveyard? I can't just sack Mox randomly. Like I don't have an iron. If I had an Ironworks, everything would be easy, chat. If we hit Ironworks, we get to play Magic on easy mode. So they'll cycle this. I think I need to talk the wife into letting me do some long streams coming up so we can hack down the decks in the queue. Maybe we'll do on. I think I'm definitely going to do at least 1 long stream on pre-release weekend because usually there's no major Magic streams on pre-release weekend. Maybe I'll try and do one this weekend too. Justin with the $20 donation. I'm pretty sure Prison has more points though. Okay, Justin, I'll tell you what. We're going to start with Prison tomorrow, guaranteed. If they don't have Terrarion West in stock and I can't find some to borrow, I will buy a copy so we can play the league. Hey, Schwingy343 with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. So, I feel like a lot of people don't understand what a Prison deck is. Like, the thing, like, people, like, keep submitting me Ensnaring Bridge decks and going, oh, you hate Lanterns, you hate Ensnaring Bridge. I don't mind the card Ensnaring Bridge. The thing I find tedious and boring about Lantern control is the managing the top of each player's deck aspect of it. The blue-red deck, or the mono-blue deck, or whatever you want to call it, isn't a top control deck. It uses Ensnaring Bridge as a lock piece, but it's not manipulating the top cards of either player's deck. I'm just gonna give people a 10-minute timeout because they don't understand. People really don't understand that having having a 10 card overlap or a 20 card overlap, like decks being slightly different from each other justifies new archetypes and new play patterns. Like, just because they both have ensnaring bridges and Whir of Invention doesn't make them the same deck, not by any stretch of the imagination. It's like saying every deck with Birds of Paradise and Noble Hierarchy has the same play patterns, which is just very fundamentally untrue, right? This is another Karn. We're probably dead. But Jeff, you said, I said if we could get Terrarion West, we would start with it today. All Legacy, all Brainstorm decks are the same, right? It's like that kind of comparison, right? Like every Ponder Brainstorm deck is the same. That's another card. Yeah, we're pretty dead here. Let's concede and move on. Let's concede and move on. Yeah, we have one Pyrite Spellbomb. How much would it take for me to get me to play 1v1 Commander? For $100, I'll play basically anything. But generally, I don't accept Commander or Vintage or Standard. Like, there's just so much demand for, like, Modern and Legacy. And generally, viewer counts stay higher if I play the same format consistently through an entire stream. So I try to just focus and, like, do all Modern for a day, all Legacy for a day, etc., etc. Thanks, Anaronic. Sounds good. We will get to it tomorrow for sure. Why no Vintage? I find Vintage Vintage has some really sweet, flashy things in it, but the way the restricted list works makes the games feel pretty high variance. Like, I often felt like games were coming down to, like, whether or not I drew my power or they drew their power, and, like, Workshops is, like, not a very fun deck to play against. I think we should play it next, that way everyone is happy. Yes, they had two Terrarion West in stock earlier. Yeah, and honestly, the Canadian Highlander, in addition to everything being singleton, the Magic Online Canadian Highlander format being best of one makes it extra frustrating, in my opinion. Yeah, the Vintage queue also takes a while because there aren't a lot of people that play it. There aren't a ton of people that play it. Jeff, give the people what we want. Maybe we will play 2 more decks tonight. I guess I don't have a lot going on. I think Christy has to do work stuff tonight anyways. Seems pretty good. By pretty good, I mean fine. It's got a ramp spell and some other dirtles. No, do not reward chat. I need 4 copies of Terrarion West to play the blue-red deck. Need 4 copies of Terrarion West. Basic Mountain. All right, so we're going to play out our zeros proactively here because our opponent could be an Eidolon of the Great Revel deck. I mean, Declan's almost 3, Jake's 4. The kids can watch themselves, right? Faithless Looting. Okay. Could be Dredge. Could be weaponized variants. Justin with the $20 donation. Democracy shall reign supreme. What? You know Armada, right? It's like the American democratic system. For enough dollars, you can have anything happen. The kids are fine. Chat's the problem. All right, so we get to go Inventors Fair into Ichor Wellspring, turn the Mox Opal on. Oh my god, I meant to do, so now I've been a resource inefficient. I meant to do this the other way. I should have played Mindstone to turn this on and then played Ichor Wellspring, but I was reading chat and talking, and so that was a pretty big mistake. They're probably playing the Vengevine variation of this deck. Green-red instead of red-black. Next person who blames chat, I'll buy you dinner after Jeff plays Prison. Speaking of dinner, it's 7 o'clock. I should figure out what I'm eating for dinner. We might not have time to make up for my little mistake. Might not have time to make up for my little sequencing mistake there. So I'm gonna take 10 on this attack. I do not eat sushi. I'm not a big fan of fish. What does it take for a full stream of standard? I don't know. It's just so tough. I'd have to like learn standard. I get to gain a health. That's exciting. All right. So like now, because I was resource inefficient last turn, I'm like, I could have had this Pyrite Spellbomb in play already. So like falling further and further behind here. That being said, if we like rip Krark-Clan Ironworks next turn, we could just kill them, right? Maybe I was supposed to cycle this, because if I could have hit Krark-Clan this turn, I could have killed them. Yeah, I think that was a mistake on my part. I think I should have cycled this. Dead to a bolt here. Do you have a second bolt? Or do I get another turn? Gotcha. What does it take to get banned? There you go. This has a second bolt. Was there an Ironworks on top? There was not. Would I have had enough mana to do that? Maybe. Yeah, I think I would have actually. Yeah. Huh. Alright. Engineered explosives seems slow against them. It probably doesn't line up well against a lot of their threats. I'm gonna put 2 Wurmcoils in and hit submit. Man, this bottle of pure leaf tea just like ran right through me. I'm gonna run to the bathroom again. Oh. Oh. This hand's not good enough, right? It needs lands and acceleration. This hand's very good. This needs a little bit more mana sources, but we get a scry. We get to go Citadel, Opal, Chromatic Sphere on one. Also went to 6. Justin with the $20 donation. That's like $140 we've thrown at you. How much before you go buy them and keep them forever as a keepsake? We're gonna play it tonight, Justin, okay? We're going to play it tonight. We're gonna do 2 more leagues. Ugh. We're gonna do this. Finish this league with eggs. We'll see how. I think I might play Smallpox next, and then we will do. Nah, I should do the prison deck next. Maybe. We'll see. We're before I sign off tonight, we will play the prison deck. Before I sign off tonight, we will play the prison deck. You're entitled to your opinion, Atone, however wrong it may be. This deck's called Eggs because 1-mana artifacts that cycle themselves actually had egg in their name during Odyssey, I believe it was. No, I think it's just the one league. I basically just play the decks people send me money to play, and let's be honest, Humans isn't particularly sweet, so people don't send money to play it. That's so many damages. Alright, hope we get a land next turn. We got 2 cycles here towards hitting a land. That's not good for us. Come on, come on. Are we dead? I think we're dead. It's feeling pretty dead. I guess I get to jump here, and then I'm taking 6-ish here. This will let me pick back up one of these. What do we got? It's another Vengevine. So if they have 2 creatures here, we're dead. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. God bless. Oh, draw an extra card here. Does this get me enough for a sword, Dad? Thanks for the bits, Project Swap. I worked on the Sisters combo deck BDP that Nephilim actually top 8 of the last whatever with. I'm not even sure that a land's going to be enough to get us here next turn, right? Because this Wurmcoil is like not really good enough. I guess we're going to find out. It was actually an eggs variation. Oh, I guess we played a non-eggs variation too, didn't we? So they have 1 card in hand. We mostly bricked off. I can put this Wurmcoil into play, which means... Am I still dead on board that way? I'm not dead on board, right? They get to Flute back, Flamewake Phoenix. I can block here, and then I take 10 total. They could just put just Flamewake into play here. Aether Flux Reservoir is the card that deals 50. If they attack with everything, I go to 2. I'm gonna go ahead and smack them with Wurmcoil here and gain some health. Then, like, if they come at me next turn, I can sack the Wurmcoil to double block. Now, paper streams just aren't particularly popular. It's a really difficult type of content to consume. Like, paper magic content is just worse content than the digital content because it's harder to relay what's going on to the people watching. So we sack this here. And we go block, block, take 12 total. So Death Touch. Yeah, we're dead. All right, that was... Yeah, it is. The paper streams take 3 to 4 times as much work as a digital stream, and they're half as popular. So there's just like very, very little reason to do them compared to just doing Magic Online content. So Ironworks combo confirmed, same tier as Slivers. Both neither deck managed to 3-2. I wasn't dead on that attack. I just didn't have a series of draws in my deck to allow me to win the game from there. So there was no point in continuing to play. Someone mentioned earlier that, like, if you want to get really specific and grind into the mindset of a deck like this, you should watch someone that's played a lot, and I agree with that. So if you want really good feedback on this style of deck, you should go watch Matt Nass and Sam Pardee play it on Channel Fireball. So I definitely fumbled around a little bit with it. We had a couple of small percentage points that we missed at different times. Is there a way to find out how long I've been subbing to you? Well, you're somewhere in the 3 to 6 month range, Justin. Here's a permanent ban. I think we're going to go ahead and play the Smallpox deck, and then we might just run real late tonight. We'll see. I'm feeling pretty good. Caught up on some sleep over the weekend. Let's grab cards for this. We're going to play this. We'll play the blue prison deck after this, and then we'll see how late it's getting once I do that. I might fit in Anoronyx's deck this evening as well if we run real late.